Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for Storytime with Moonie, where I read short stories every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for littles in every community. You can follow me on Instagram at Moonie the Space Kitty or Moonie the Space Kitty SFW. The only difference between the profiles are the tags that I use. Through the profiles, you'll have access to the items I sell in my little shop. Now grab your stuffy and get real comfy. Tonight's story is The Wild Swans. Far away, in a magical land, there lived a king who had 11 sons and a precious daughter, Elise. When their father remarried, the children's lives changed forever. The evil stepmother fed them sand instead of cakes, and very soon sent Elise away to be brought up by peasants. Then she cast a spell on the boys. "Fly far away in the form of great speechless birds," she cried. And, at that, the boys changed into white swans with huge flapping wings. They flew out of the windows and far away from the palace. After many years, the king sent for his daughter. The queen was jealous of the young girl's beauty, so the queen furiously rubbed walnut juice all over her and tangled her golden hair. When the king saw her, he cried out, "You are not my daughter." Elise wept and ran far away into the forest. Lost and tired, she lay down to rest. All night she dreamed of her brothers. She missed them dearly. When she awoke, Elise bathed in a fresh pool in the forest, washing away the evil work of the queen. Elise came across an old woman carrying a basket of berries, and she asked hopefully, "Have you seen 11 princes?" "No," the woman replied, "but yesterday I saw 11 swans with crowns on their heads swimming down at the brook." "My brothers," Elise cried. The old woman led Elise to the stream. There Elise waited until at last, at sunset, she spotted 11 wild swans with golden crowns flying toward the land. When the sun disappeared, so did the swans. They transformed into 11 princes. Elise let out a loud cry of joy as she ran to hug her brothers. "Every morning at sunrise we turn into swans," the eldest brother explained. "We spend the day flying and then return to our human form at sunset." "Please come with us tomorrow, Elise," begged the youngest brother. Elise gladly agreed. The brothers wove a mat out of willow bark to carry their sister. When the morning came, they turned back into swans, and taking the mat into their beaks, they carried Elise through the sky. All day long, they flew across the empty ocean. Finally, at nightfall, they settled down into the fairy kingdom. As she slept, Elise had a dream that a fairy told her, "Your brothers can be freed, but only if you weave 11 shirts out of stinging needles. Until you have completed the task, you must not say a word, or else their lives will be in danger." When Elise woke, she spent all of her time weaving the shirts. The needles stung her terribly, and before long her hands were covered in blisters. But Elise persevered. One day, as she was sewing, she looked up to find a most handsome king standing before her. When he asked her name, she was unable to speak. Struck by her beauty and concerned for her safety, the king reached out his hand, saying, "Come with me." The king took her to his palace, where she was lavished with riches, but Elise could only mourn silently, and the king did not understand why. There were some in the court who were suspicious of Elise, but this did not bother the king, and he married her. But when Elise was spotted picking needles from the churchyard, many claimed she was a witch who wanted to destroy the kingdom. One night, as Elise crept out of the chamber, the king followed her to the eerie churchyard, where he watched her pick some needles. "It is true, she is a witch," he cried in despair. The king threw Elise out of the palace, forcing her to sleep among the needles. But this only delighted Elise, because she knew that she could now finish the shirts for her brothers. The day came when Elise was taken in a cart to the market square, where the crowd was waiting next to a burning fire. Suddenly, 11 wild swans surrounded her, flapping their wings in desperation. Elise had carried with her 11 shirts and quickly threw them over the swans. One by one, they turned back into princes, but as Elise had not quite finished the last shirt, her youngest brother still had one snow-white wing. The curse was lifted. Now I can speak. I am not a witch, she cried. Her brothers surrounded her and called out, "She is innocent." The crowd could hardly believe what they were just witnessed. They now knew the girl was not a witch. "Forgive me," the king begged. "Of course," Elise replied. As the church bells rang out and the crowd cheered, the king declared he would give each of Elise's brothers a portion of the kingdom. They ruled wisely and with great kindness, always grateful for their devoted sister. The end. Thank you for letting me read to you tonight. I hope you feel safe and I hope you feel loved. Good night, little ones.